Hey everybody, welcome to our channel. We are the Ancient Ones Trio, and this is our first video.
Wait! We're missing someone.
Oh, where's our editing demon?
We gotta find her.
Yeah, we can't do this without you. Come out, wherever you are.
Editing demon!
You summoned me?
You guys just need me for editing. I mean, frickin' slave drivers, man. What the hell?
No,
No, that's just one of the many benefits of our friendship.
Yeah, okay. Sure. So, this video is essentially an introduction as to how we met. Because before this, channel was formed, we were complete strangers and we didn't know each other. But by the magic of a certain Patreon account, we became friends.
We did.
Yeah. So, for those who are unfamiliar with the Umbrella Academy, first of all, about to go into a tangent about that later, but y'all need to watch that. Read the graphic novels, watch the show. Oh my god, please. But, number 5, Aiden Gallagher has a Patreon. And at first, honestly, I saw that Patreon and wasn't really sure if I wanted to join it. I've never done a Patreon before, decided to join it, and then things happened, and it was actually really cool. Perks are great. Shameless, promotion for Aiden, but there you go, Aiden.
T3 represent!
T3 represent! But lots of awesome perks. It's a lot of fun. There's a 24-hour clubhouse, which is where we all met. And, so far it's been fun. It's been what, like a month? Less than a month?
Almost exactly a month, because it was the 5th. But also, I mean, a part of that story is the fact that, we kind of were all a little self-conscious about our ages, and that's where the Ancient Ones name comes from.
Yeah.
We all felt ancient compared to other members.
Yep. Yeah.
For a while there, I was the oldest. I will say that, and then as the weeks have gone by, we've gotten older people than I, but at the time I was the ancient one.
The singular ancient one.
Almighty ancient one.
We do have other social medias besides this, so we have Instagram and Twitter, which will be linked down in the description below if you want to go check it out. I don't know, like I think for me personally, I like to read people's vibes, and if I don't feel like the vibes are good, then I'm kind of like standoffish. But when the vibes are good, I'm like, dude, please come and hang out. I'd love to meet people with good vibes. So met these two, and I was like, yes, vibe is good. Vibe is very good. And I'm also very not closed off per se. I'm just very like hesitant about trusting people because of being burned in the past, but diving headfirst into this and just like meeting new people and being like more open than I have been in a few years was a really different experience, but I'm very grateful for it. So
it was a refreshing experience.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I avoided Patreon like the plague, which I'm still doing with TikTok, by the way, and it's gonna stay that way. But then Aiden's thing popped up, and I was like, I'm gonna have to do it. I signed up, and I think, Kat, you were the first person I actually talked to, because it wasn't until we made our own separate thing that you brought in Paige.
Yeah, I think so. And we, I think it was like one of our Zoom calls that like, it was similar to you and me, Sid, because like we all started like in a group, and then everybody kind of tapered off, and then me and Paige kind of ended up on one just together, and then that's when we found out we had like so much in common, and then we multiple times we've stayed up until your time, 5 in the morning.
Don't ask me how it happens. We start
It's just
like, yes, we're gonna go to bed. 2 hours later.
2 hours later.
Just keep going and going. We can't stop talking. Like really, like we talk for hours.
Yeah.
Hours.
Fast friendships, and I've been very, very thankful and blessed with them, because it takes me a lot to be comfortable with somebody to talk about the things that we've talked about, which we hope to talk to everybody else about later in some of our other video ideas. But yeah, I've been very blessed to have fast friendships with the both of you, because it's very hard to do. But yeah, it's 5 o'clock conversations.
conversations with random memes and gifs, because why not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then this happens like every single night.
Mhm.
I was talking to a friend of mine, and he's like, he's always like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just talking to some friends. And he's like, it seems like you're always doing that after 6 o'clock, like every single night.
We have that time. We have that time. That is our time.
Thus, as you can see, how our channel idea came to fruition.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
As I'm playing with a guitar capo, don't mind me. Squeaky.
Look,
Sorry.
you're gonna see cats coming in and out of my video frame at some point because they're nosy little. But right now they're sleeping, so I'll take.
Oh God! Now I have the Umbrella Academy on my brain. Ooh, that's a
Oh, we gotta talk about that, 'cause
juicy topic.
that is the origin of everything.
Glue. That is the glue.
That's the juiciest topic of them all to get into, is the Umbrella Academy, which I will continue to preach. If you haven't seen it and haven't read the graphic novels, go to your nearest frickin' bookstore, get the damn books, get Netflix if you don't have it, watch the frickin' show, and then come back here and then we can all fan together. Yeah, originally I found the Umbrella Academy, it was on my recommended list on Netflix, and I saw it and I was like, oh my God, Ellen Page. I haven't seen Ellen Page in anything in a long time. And I was like, this would be pretty cool. I watched the first three episodes of season 1, I think, back to back. And I was like, okay, I'm hooked. They make a second season of this, I will be so happy. And if they don't, I'm going to go murder some people because this needs to happen.
Mine popped up on the just released, like that big, the big banner that shows up and it shows you the trailer.
Yeah.
That's how I found it. And then obviously Ellen Page and Robert Sheehan. The others I didn't know. Because I didn't grow up on NRDD. I'm too old for that. And so are my siblings, for that matter. NRDD wasn't a thing in our house. But I watched the trailer, loved it. I literally binged all the episodes in one night. I was still going at 5 in the morning. I watched it all, and then I then pushed play again and watched it. I think I've seen it at least 7 times now.
Yeah, I've seen the first season quite a few times. When I first heard of it or saw anything about it, it was the scene where they're dancing,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, what's this? And then I see Robert Sheehan, and you guys know how I feel about Robert Sheehan.
Old.
I was like, oh my gosh, because he's in such obscure things, and finally he's in this hit show, and I'm like, oh, I want to watch this. So I watched it, and it was amazing, don't get me wrong. It just I didn't really obsess about it until the second season. And so then when the second season came out, I'm like, okay, I gotta watch the first season. I don't really remember anything. I binged that like crazy. I could not stop it. And then the second season, I was done. And then I was like, okay, start over, because I just had to keep watching it. I'm like, what's gonna happen next?
I started getting my mom, because what happened was my aunt suggested Shameless, and so my mom's been obsessed with Shameless, right? And then she was like, oh, we're gonna watch a bunch of Shameless, and I looked at her and I'm like, Shameless is fine, and I love Shameless, no shade to Shameless, but do you mind watching some of TUA with me, because you haven't seen it yet? So I got her to I think we're on episode 4 of season 1. She's way the hell back. But she's liking it. There's certain things that she remembers, if she hasn't seen the episode in a while, she's like, oh wait, didn't that happen? And I'm like, yes, that happened. And then she's like, what happens next? And I'm like, that's why you watch the show, woman. I'm not spoiling it for you. That's my one thing that tweaks me so many wrong ways, is don't ask me what happens, get off your ass and watch the show. Or actually no, sit down on your ass on a couch and binge watch the show. Makes life a whole lot easier.
Yeah, I got my friend hooked on it because I had shown him Supernatural before and got him on that. He would even watch it without me when I had him catch up until the new episodes a few years ago, and he would watch forward without me. I'm like, what the heck? So then so then he comes over here one night, and then I'm like, you gotta watch this show. If you like Supernatural and you like what I like, you're gonna like this show. He's like, oh, fine. And we sat down. And we're like staying up till 3 a.m, just sitting here. And he's like, you got me hooked. And then I like whenever he would come over again, I'd be like, so you want to watch some more? He's
What?
like, you are such an enabler. And I'm like, I so am.
No shame.
No shame. No,
None
not
at all. I was like, you need to finish this now. I couldn't wait until he got to the commission scene.
Oh, yes. Oh my god.
I loved it.
So it's gotten to a point where if I ever get like mad at anything, and people watching this, just a quick heads up, there'll probably be spoilers, so if you haven't seen any of it, you should probably click off this video, and then like I said before, come back later. But the slaughtering of the board of directors scene, whenever I'm in a very chaotic, pissed off mood, that's always my first thought is I could just be as crazy as 5 covered in blood with an axe. And that's like my whole vibe for when I'm pissed. Like, just down to a friggin' T. Like, 5 in that scene is beyond like just shut up, clock.
It's 1 o'clock here.
Yeah, fun. Oh yeah, reminder that Sid's like however many hours ahead of us. 3 hours?
3 hours ahead.
Coast. I'm in the East Coast, so I am 3 hours ahead of these 2 delinquents that keep me at odd hours of the night.
Oh well.
2 hellions.
The hellions. 5 in that scene, like literally watching that scene, I was like, you know, he didn't have to take, you know, the deal from the handler. He didn't have to, but because of 5 doesn't show up because he's super like cynical and like, you know, like I'm better than everyone, like, you know, like big energy in that sense. And then there's like all the chaos surrounding him, and like obviously, like, you know, if he didn't give a about his family, he wouldn't try as hard as he does. But literally in that scene, like, he's just like, you know, I'm just like so done with everybody and I'm just gonna, like, go and just kill the directors. I think the funniest part about that whole scene was when he spatial jumps and he lands on the table, and there's AJ Carmichael just like this and looking up at him, and then he's like, she sent you, didn't she? And he's like, does it really matter now? And I'm like, it doesn't matter now.
Does it really matter now?
He
Like,
was so angry with that machine, though. Like,
oh,
darts.
I know. Oh my god.
that machine deserved better. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, absolutely. I thought that scene was so random, but then I think later on somebody was explaining how like he had to kind of like have these little bursts and like kind of have to get that out, and then also like he had to have his sugar, like he had to have his sweets or something like that
Or else
beforehand.
facial
And
jump.
yeah, in order to fuel up for that and fuel up for the assassination.
Like when he walks by the cake. Yeah, I know. Walks by the cake, just wait. I'm like, dude, why?
You're lucky COVID was after this, sir, because
Oh no!
shame.
Shame. Yeah, no, but like, you know, any scenes with Klaus make me just love my life, because Robert Sheehan improvises like a badass mother.
Dang.
Like literally.
Yeah, no, he doesn't play Klaus. Klaus plays him.
Yeah, pretty much. I like the what was it? The one line from season 1, or actually 2 lines from season 1 that really got me was when they're all sitting down because Luther thinks that, like, you know, somebody murdered Reginald. And Klaus is sitting there and he's got like a drink in one hand and the smoke in the other. And he looks at me, he's like, I need you to contact Dad. And then Klaus says something to the effect of, you know, like, I can't just, you know, go and say, hey Dad, can you stop playing tennis with Hitler for a few minutes to take a call? And then literally after that, I don't remember how like close those lines were, but I remember him saying after, he's like, oh yeah, like, you know, be right back, I'm just gonna go murder Mom. And I'm just like, oh my god. Like,
I love it when like Five is like talking to him like after he like talked to their dad, like, and he's like, he didn't say anything about the apocalypse, and he's like, no. Terrific shave though.
yeah. Ben's just like, you know, you could start your day with a glass of orange juice or some eggs, and then he goes, but you can't smoke eggs. I'm like, true.
It's the line right after when Pogo scares him and he's like, Christ on a cracker. That gets me. And the drop dead.
Mhm.
I know, that's my favorite exchange. It's like he's like drop dead and he's like low blow.
Yeah. Can you drive any faster? Ask me again and I'll burn you with a cigarette lighter.
I don't know why I keep yawning. I couldn't stop yawning in my boss's office all freaking day. It's a problem.
Obscure fact.
Mm.
They say that if someone yawns and you don't yawn after watching them, you are in fact a psychopath. It's
Yeah, I think I've heard that before.
It is a thing. Yeah, like, apparently if you like see somebody yawn, I mean it's not all the time, but like typically if you don't yawn after, you're technically a psychopath. Like there's some study about it. So Paige, we need to worry about your darling.
Well, I mean,
Me no.
a lot of people ship Luther and Allison. What do you guys think about that ship?
That's very complicated.
It doesn't bother me because they're not. I mean, yes, I get that they were raised together, and I'm probably gonna get some hate for this. Whatever. But I've had this conversation a couple times, not with y'all. They're not blood related. Yes, they grew up together, so they know each other really well, and yes, they occasionally call each other, sister and brother, and I get that that's a little wonky. But it can't be any worse than two people dating and then their parents decide they're going to marry each other and then they're living in the same house.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie, that TV show, Flash, The Flash.
Yes.
See, they were raised together because his parents died, or no, his mom died, and then his dad got sent to jail. But they were raised together from a very young age. And they ended up together and
married.
There was no question about it. But I heard somewhere, it might have been a rumor. I heard somewhere that they weren't really going to explore the whole Luther and Allison thing, even though, obviously they had their thing in season 1, and that didn't come to fruition. And then she got married.
I haven't finished reading the first book, but I have heard there's a lot of hints that there was something going on with Vanya and Diego.
Yes.
I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, I remember something along those lines. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm interested as to, because they did not go that route in the show. That was one of the things I was very, very, very happy about in the second season. Again, spoilers. If you haven't watched it, click out right now. Go watch it.
Watch it, binge it, then come back to this video.
Yes.
Come chat with us. I loved the character development with Diego and Vanya from season 1 and him talking mad shit to her to the end of season 2 where they could just sit on the steps together. I love the scene. I did. That's one of my favorite character growths in that sense.
I'm just gonna say Vanya and Sissy are goals, man.
I know.
Yeah, I am interested to see what they're gonna do about Harlan though, because I have a list of questions.
Yeah, because I mean, it's only what? I mean, it's a possibility that Sissy could still be alive. I mean, it's not like they're gonna be able to be together or anything, because that's
I'm just
difference. But we'll see what it is, because they've got to make a season 3, and that's got to be soon. I don't know, but.
Forever to announce a season 2. Let's be real. It took them forever to announce if we were getting a season 2.
Season 2.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Because it's okay. Maybe it's just because I'm just so used to waiting so freaking long, but it didn't seem that long to me. Because the show The OA, which is an amazing show. Everybody go watch it. You will fall in love. You'll fall in love, and unfortunately, there are only 2 seasons, but it's worth the watch.
What she's doing to me, guys.
Anyways, so the first season launched in December of 2016. We didn't get a second season until March of 2019.
Oh, God.
It's like Sherlock.
So it's I'm used to that, so I'm
Or, all these shows that never got, legitimate endings are coming back with, movies or one-season things. I refuse to watch the newest season of Veronica Mars because I watched the seasons back when I was in high school, and they're like, oh yeah, came out with the movie was phenomenal. Then they're like, yeah, we're gonna come out with a 4th season. Yeah, I read the spoilers for that. No ma'am, no sir, not happening. I ain't watching it. I'm just gonna pretend it don't exist. It ends at the movie. Rob Thomas did us dirty. All you marshmallows know what I'm talking about. He did us dirty. That's the thing you're gonna learn real quick is I start things and then I have to take a break. And I'm being harped quite frequently from Kat and my mother to finish Supernatural. It took me forever to catch up to where I am now. And I know things are gonna get bad. I have only, again, if you have not watched Supernatural and I'm about to spoil the season I'm about to spoil, go watch it. I've only gotten to where Kevin gets murdered, and that upsets me.
That upset me, but really what bothered me the absolute most was when they killed Bobby.
But he comes back from what I've seen, and the other thing I'm really excited about is for them, like the 4 of them, to be together again, because I did see like they get like a day together with their dad and their mom. So
I cried so hard.
Don't tell me. So far away from that.
Cried so hard. It's also like there's a little snippet where it's a little bit funny. They make it funny, but like overall, it's so sad.
Supernatural has such a deep-seated like meanings for me.
Me too.
Again, I'll bring those up when we talk about what other videos we're gonna do in the long run, but I'm not gonna talk about it right now.
That face though.
Before we end, I just want everybody to do kind of like a short intro of who you are, everything like that, just so y'all can kind of get to know us a little bit.
Okay, I'll go first, I suppose. I am Paige. I am the well-known editing demon of the channel. I look after the YouTubes. I'm a Canadian who is beyond obsessed and dorky when it comes to TUA and anime and guitar. I like to play guitar, I like to write, and I'm in my late 20s. So there you go. That's me. What you see is what you get.
And what we get is beautiful.
Exactly.
Stop!
Okay, go somebody else, damn it.
I am Sid. That's a nickname given to me by one of my friends, and it kind of stuck, and that's what I go by whenever I'm on the interwebs. I am in my early 30s. I am currently working on my bachelor's for psychology with a focus in forensics. So most of the time, the reasons I'm not watching new shows is because I'm doing homework. It's never ending.
Overrated.
Yeah, no, seriously, it's how I feel. I live in North Carolina, so I'm on the East Coast. Born and raised. I have 4 cats. I get into extreme hyperfixations. I typically stick to the supernatural, paranormal,
Fantasy.
fence. Yeah, because that's what I like. I like anything, especially if I watch horror movies, I'd rather watch a psychological, paranormal, with your brain, wonder if it really happened kind of thing, versus slashers. Now, I did, however, like the remakes of Friday the 13th and Scream. And speaking of Scream, filming in my hometown right now.
Nice.
I know. I think that's all about me. Again, oh, I run the Twitter. I am the queen of our Twitter helldom.
I'm Catlin. I also known as Catty or Cat. I am also in my late 20s. I live in Arizona, desert, very hot desert. Yes. I am a mom and a musical nerd. I love the Umbrella Academy. I love Supernatural. Movies are my thing completely. Music, life. I'm also I'm a nerd when it comes to all of that, but I'm also a math nerd, so I made it my job. I'm in accounting. So, and I think that's about it for me.
Music, TVs are gonna come back later because
Oh
we're
yeah.
looking at starting a couple of videos series. One which will heavily be circled around movies, TVs, and music because the three of us love it.
I forgot one thing. I am also the ruler of Instagram.
Yes,
That's me.
yes. Occasionally, one of us will post on one of the others, except for YouTube. I ain't touching YouTube. I ain't got no business on it.
Yeah, that's Paige.
But occasionally, I'll bounce into the Instagram just to see what's happening. I'll go back to where I belong in Twitter hell. For videos, we will definitely watch some trailers. You'll see how we react if we're excited about it. If we're not, typically we're excited about it. We like,
but we'll also be very painfully honest too.
Yeah. I watched the trailer today actually, and I think I'm gonna watch the movie. I don't remember what it was with.
Oh.
I'm going to piggyback onto Sid because I forgot two things. First thing is I'm a tattoo addict. If we're comparing arms, I mean, like, you kind of got me beat, but I got some. I don't even want to talk about my, like, my collarbone area and the back of my ear and all that stuff. Y'all will see that at some point in time, but not right now. I am also in school, so here's to hoping that, I do good in my classes that I'm in, and school from there.
Been doing great. Don't let her fool you. She's been doing great.
I have this weird thing because, like I said before, I'm the first person in my immediate family to go to post-secondary, and because of that, if I don't get A's, I actually get, honest to God, angry, and it's bad.
I was like that for a little while because I am the first in my family as well. But then I just, as long as I pass and I know what I'm talking, like, I try to aim for A's and B's, but like there is the occasional class that doesn't make any sense to me. Case in point, history. I hate it. And I have a very psychological brain, not a sociologically based brain, and me and sociology don't get along at all. The movie that I was talking about, Hulu is releasing Clive Barker inspired horror movie called Books of Blood, and it looks great.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You better send me that trailer because I want to take a look at it.
Okay.
Alright. Well, with that being said, I think we'll close off for now. Like Sid said, you guys can expect a lot more videos from us. We're kind of just trying to feel things out and see how it goes, but we got lots of ideas, so there's going to be a lot at some point in time. And I might have too much fun with editing, but you'll see it when you see it, so there you go. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys.